Hello, hello, hello. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good evening and welcome to today's program. This is Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu. And thank you so much for being part of today's program, especially in this season that we are all merrying and enjoying Christmas and whatever is left over of the turkey, if anything is still left over from it. And as we continue to spend time with families and friends, thank you for taking the time out to be part of this program. Ngozi, thank you. Olatunrewaju, thank you. Afolabi Shokwiton, thank you. All of you, I appreciate you for taking the time out for us to continue this habit that we have formed of coming together every Thursday at 8 p.m. UK time and 9 p.m. Nigeria time to have a time of fellowship, to just help one another, to share thoughts and open up things that perhaps we have taken for granted, we have not paid attention to, we have maybe not even considered as important. Sister Katie Moideme, thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. So it's been our practice to dig deep and look at some of those quote and unquote crumbs that make the difference in our lives. And therefore, today is not going to be different. In fact, today is another opportunity for us to really look at an aspect of our day-to-day existence, day-to-day life patterns, day-to-day interactions and relationships, and see how we can take it to a higher level, make it better, make it sweeter, make the good thing better. Esther Ademola, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Please, as you are joining, let's quickly click the share button so that when the program is in full flow, we're not disturbed or distracted by that. As usual, we have a topic for today. And the topic for today is understanding the discipline of gratitude. Understanding the discipline of gratitude. The season that we are in, this Christmas or this festive season, is usually the season of Thanksgiving, the season when we remember our friends, our loved ones, our families, and we reach out to them to just be good to them and have fellowship and have enjoyment and also to say thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my neighbor. Thank you for being my colleague in the office. Thank you for looking after me throughout the year. And that is why it's a season that we exchange gifts. We don't give gifts because it's Christmas only. We give them because we want to show our appreciation and our recognition towards people that has been part of our lives from the beginning of the year. Somebody once said, if a man can think, then he will have reasons to give thanks. And thanksgiving is a crucial part of our upbringing. Right from when you are as young as you are able to know yourself, know your name, or speak, we are taught to say thanks. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. And these seemingly simple things, simple upbringing, they go a long way to help us throughout our lives. There are places, there are people you will meet, there are people you will interact with, and you just can't help but notice how grateful and how gracious they are, how courteous they are, how helpful they are. And so you want to also reciprocate the gratefulness, the thankfulness, the appreciation that they have extended towards you. So in this season, it is very important for us to not just see gratitude as something we do at the end of the year, But it's important for us to understand, to dig deeper and find full meaning and full expression of what gratitude is all about. Because as we do that, it will not just be another lip service that we give to one another. It will not just be another thing we tag at the end of our greetings, but there will be a depth of understanding and a revelatory knowledge that we will have at the end of this program. Gratitude is something that we all appreciate. You like it. I like it when people say thank you, when people appreciate your effort, when people recognize your input, when people value your contribution. We all like to be shown some level of gratitude. So, what is gratitude? What is gratitude? See, before we dig deep into the definitions, I just want to give us some preambles of preparing our minds and preparing ourselves towards when we reach the point of defining gratitude. The definition will not just be a head knowledge. It will be based on a foundation of explicit understanding that we have established. Gratitude is not just one or the greatest of all virtues. In fact, it has been said that gratitude is the parent of all other virtues. Physically, emotionally, intellectually, even spiritually, gratitude is perhaps the discipline or one of the virtues in life that we think that we understand the most. Because we have all learned to say thank you. We all know how to say thank you, God bless you, or appreciate you. Even though those are important, even though it's a vital part of being grateful, of gratitude, it goes beyond just the lip service. And as we will find out as we go along, you will realize how being grateful, how gratitude affects not just your physical, your emotional, your intellectual, even your spiritual life. The effect and the impact of gratitude, it cuts across the whole of you and me. Latif, thank you for joining me. Moses Chukuma, it's good to have you back, sir. Rita Ahayere Judge, all the way from Holland. Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to have you. Merry Christmas. I wish I can say Merry Christmas in Dutch, but since I can't, you will have to understand the English part of it. So when we talk about gratitude, even though we believe we understand it, even though we arguably would say it is the of all virtues, it's a discipline that we appreciate and we know because of the way we've been brought up with it. Gratitude has been presented in so many circles, in so many ways, in different situations and circumstances. Gratitude has been presented mostly as a feel-good factor, as a tool for personal development and happiness. Gratitude has been described as a method of achieving your best life now. Gratitude, in most cases, is often touted, especially around this season, around Thanksgiving, around Christmas, and other festive period as a seasonal interest. And then by February, all the thank you, all the happiness, all the trimmings of Christmas, they've all disappeared. But gratitude is not a seasonal thing. In fact, it is not something that you do, it is something that you are. And we will dig into that as we go along. Because of our initial and upbringing contact and interaction as far as gratitude is concerned, it has become cheapened, it has become common. It's become something that has been the true nature of gratitude has been obscured, has been hidden, has been eroded because of its familiarity, because of the free nature that we have and the way we have grown up with it. Having established all that, let us now go and define or try to define what gratitude is about. Before I do that, I want to honor Sonjo Abidemi for joining us. I appreciate you, sir. By definition, there are two parts to gratitude, and I need you to hear this. Gratitude is the affirmation of the goodness in our lives and the recognition that the sources of this goodness to a large degree lies outside yourself and myself. I'll say that again. The one part of gratitude is the affirmation, is the recognition, is the understanding, is the acceptance of the fact that there are good things in my life. There are good things in your life. There are things that are just abound in you. The recognition, the affirmation of that puts you in a position where you have no choice but to be grateful. But the second part of that is the fact that you then have to come to the recognition that even though you have all these things in your life and around you, the source to most of them, the origin to most of them lies outside of yourself. I know for some of you guys out there that are big on being a self-made person, a self-made man, a self-made woman, I'm sure you're already thinking, no, Tunde, you don't understand. I am a self-made person. Well, the reality is this. There is no human being that is self-made. Yes, you may have worked hard and put yourself into whatever it is that you are involved in to accumulate, to achieve, to arrive at your current status. And I'm not taking that away from you. In fact, I honor you for it. But the reality is, a tree cannot make a forest. There is the other aspects of things that are completely, totally outside of you that has a greater impact and contribution to where you are, your current level, your current state, that are completely outside of your control, outside of your person, and there's nothing you can do about it. So the recognition of these external values and the effect of these external attributes that has led to where you are or what you have now is the second aspect of gratitude. So in a nutshell, we say gratitude is an affirmation of the goodness in your life and also the recognition of the fact that all those goodness, most of them are in your life, but they're not from you. They are from an external factor. Gratitude, therefore, gratitude is a discipline. It's not a feeling. Gratitude is a discipline. It is not a feeling. Yes, there is a feeling aspect of how you feel when somebody appreciates you, how you feel when somebody says thank you, how you feel even when you say thank you to somebody. But gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a discipline. When you look back at the definition we've just looked at, you will realize that in order for you to come to a point of affirming that there are good things in your life, even though there are challenges and circumstances that are buffeting you on all sides, but yet there are good things in your life. And secondly, the recognition of the fact that most of those good things are something that are not within you, they are from external sources. It takes discipline, not a feeling. It takes a discipline to come to that realization. Gratitude is more of a virtue than just being a feel-good factor, a mood enhancer, something that just makes you kind of feel happy for a moment. There is more to gratitude. It's a virtue. Gratitude is not made of the soft sentimental that we all use, soft sentimentality that we're all used to. especially in a season like this when you get Christmas cards and some of them you read the content, you read the word, and you're like, wow, this was printed just for me. There is more to gratitude than the sentimentality of what you read in greeting cards. It goes deeper than that. But because of our familiarity, like I said, with gratitude, gratitude now lacks the allure, the mysteriousness and the power thereof as far as gratitude is concerned. It has also been cheapened to the point where the discipline that is required for you to walk in grace and in gratefulness has been taken away. For instance, people might not look at gratitude as a discipline compared to something like fasting, compared to something like being in solitude, compared to something like being in prayer, which requires discipline, studying, and all of that. But the reality is, the same level of energy, the same level of discipline that is required for you to do all these other things is also, if not greater, what is required for you to be grateful. Fatima Buki Salako, thank you so much for joining us. Richard Van, another of my good people from Holland, thank you, you're welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, while basic gratitude is passively evoked by external positive events, like when somebody say, oh, well done, they tap you on the shoulder, or they say thank you and all of that, as good as those are, the spiritual discipline of gratitude, the discipline of not just having gratitude but being a grateful person, the spiritual discipline that is required is intentionally chosen. You have to do it intentionally. Ojo Adesiwa, thank you, ma'am. I honor you. Thank you for joining us. Stella Nuhu, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. The discipline that is required as far as gratitude is concerned has to be done, has to be chosen intentionally. It has to be, you have to train yourself. You have to deliberately train yourself to be a person of that shows gratitude. It's an exercise that you have to carry out in all circumstances, that you have to adopt and practice, even in the face of the greatest talent that you have. Gratitude is not dependent on changing conditions. It's a mindset. It's a mindset that says, come rain, come high water, I, as a person, I am going to be grateful. I'm going to be a grateful person. I'm going to show gratitude. I remember the story of the man that wrote the popular song, It Is Well With My Soul. When that song apparently was written, that man was, he was in the same position that Job was. Lost everything. Absolutely wrecked and totally flat on his back. But in the midst of that, in the face of that calamity, when he was hanging between life and death, he picked up a pen and a paper and he wrote, "It is well with my soul." That is not a denial of what he's going through. That is not a refusal to face the reality of where his life was. However, it's a mindset. It's a character that has been cultivated and developed over time, so that when he came face to face with what seemingly could drown a man, the bigger one on the inside of him, which is the grateful heart, came up, and that took over. Gratitude is not something you wait for. It is something that you have to pursue. You have to go after it. You have to long for it. You have to thirst for it. And that is how you will develop and have gratitude. So gratitude, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, gratitude in its simplest form Gratitude, when it comes to bare bone basic of it, it's not an issue of how you feel. It is a spiritual discipline that requires an action from you. Webster Emmanuel, thank you, sir, for joining me. I appreciate you. Gratitude is not just something you experience. It is something that you express. Gratitude is a discipline, like we said. It is practice, not just because it feels good. Yes, there's an element of a feel-good factor about gratitude, but gratitude is not a discipline that you just practice because it makes you feel good. Rather, it's something that you do because it is the right thing to do. Gratitude is something you do, not because of how it makes you feel. It is something you do because it is the right thing to do. And when you show gratitude, you are not just doing it for your own good. You are also extending it to other people around you, your friends, your family, your community, your society. Because as we will find out later, gratitude is like a piece of stone. It's like a tiny pebble that you drop in an ocean. And the ripple effect of it will go to so far wide that you don't even know how far it will go. But it has to start from the understanding and the mentality that if it were up to me, I will be grateful. Rotimi Ogundeko, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. The discipline of gratitude is not a feeling, as we said, it's a virtue. It goes beyond simple emotion. It's an attitude. It's a stand. It's a way of life. And this way of life requires you and I to put an effort, both to develop and to maintain it. As you can see, gratitude is not just about feeling. And that is why the topic of tonight is understanding the discipline of gratitude. Because that is what it will take. It will take a conscious effort, a deliberate effort, a determined effort from you to develop, but more than that, to maintain gratitude. Gratitude is almost like the sacrificial offering of our thanksgiving on the altar of life. Please let me know if you think this is making any sense to you. If you are, whatever it is you are learning, you are gaining, you are experiencing, you are feeling, I would like us I would like to hear back from you. I'd like to hear some of your feedback, some of the thoughts going through your mind. Just whatever it is you are seeing, you are hearing, you are feeling. Please let me have your feedback as the program continues. So, now that we have established what gratitude is, now that we have talked about what it is not, now that we have looked at what actually is the discipline of gratitude, now let us look at what is the purpose of the discipline of gratitude. What is the purpose of the discipline of gratitude? You see, the practice of gratitude, it begets many very practical, tangible benefits to you and to the people around you. It will benefit you bodily. It will benefit you in your soul. It will benefit you spiritually. Wherever you look, gratitude will give you the advantage in life. Gratitude is a discipline. So the first purpose of gratitude, or the discipline of gratitude that we're going to consider today, is the fact that gratitude, I need you to hear this, gratitude leads to overall happiness and well-being. Gratitude leads to overall happiness and well-being. Latif said, wonderful, and you're really making a lot of logical points. Thank you, sir. When I say gratitude leads to overall happiness and well-being, what are we talking about? The truth is this: very few things in your life, in my life, in society in general, very few things have been repeatedly and empirically vetted and challenged and looked at and considered and turned over as far as the connection between gratitude and overall happiness and well-being has been. Peter Wale Odetunde, thank you, sir, for joining me. I appreciate you, sir. Merry Christmas. Research, medically, scientifically, statistically, research has shown that by practicing gratitude, you boost your immune system. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, so I can only go by what I have read, what I have seen in my study. Gratitude, the practicing of gratitude boosts the immune system, because the opposite of gratitude is bitterness. And even the Bible says when you harbor bitterness, it can lead to sickness in your body. A merry heart is like medicine to the body. So by being grateful, by practicing gratitude, unbeknown to you and I, we are actually helping our immune system to fight against bacteria and viruses. Stella Nuru said, great topic, sir. Gratitude is lacking in our society today, and rightly so. And I hope by some of this that we're covering tonight, somebody out there will pick up something that will be of benefit to them. Even if you're not going to do it for anybody, do it for yourself. Like we've just established that by practicing gratitude, you boost your immune system. By practicing gratitude, you bolster, you increase your ability to be resilient against stress. You remember a few weeks ago, we were looking at developing resilience, and one of the things we said about one of the definitions we gave about resilience is the fact that it is the ability to get up from calamities and disaster and continue to live a fruitful and wonderful life thereafter. So by being grateful, by practicing gratitude, you actually boost your resilience against stress, because a grateful heart is a happy heart. When you practice gratitude, it lowers your tendency or your exposure to depression. When you practice gratitude, the tendency for you to be depressed is lowered. The reason for that is gratitude helps you to appreciate and focus on the positive things. Depression closes your eyes to the positive by focusing on the negative. But when you develop the discipline of gratitude, depression is far from you. Gratitude, the practice of gratitude increases the feeling of energy, of determination, and of strength, and even helps you to sleep better at night. If nothing else, just so that you can have a good night's sleep. Practice gratitude. Femi Jobi, good evening. Rita said gratitude promotes upliftment. Thank you, ma'am. See, it is almost impossible, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost impossible to untangle the mental and physical benefit of gratitude from the spiritual effect that you get from it. Because whatever is good for your body and for your soul ultimately will affect positively even your spirit. Yes, Ojo Adeshia said gratitude brings happiness, joyfulness. It's a moral booster. So the first thing The first purpose of gratitude that we have established is the fact that gratitude leads to an overall happiness and well-being of somebody that practices it. Number two purpose of gratitude is an eye-opener. Gratitude opens your eyes. What do I mean by that? One man called Thomas Merton, Merton, he said this, and I quote, "One of the most important and most neglected elements in the beginnings of the interior life is the ability to respond to reality, to see the value and the beauty in ordinary things, to come alive to the splendor that is all around us." What's he saying? He is saying our upbringing sometimes in a way has molded us to focus majorly on the negatives, on the things we don't have, on the things we are lacking, and at the same time blinding us, as it were, to the good things around us, to the splendor about us, to the beauty that we are surrounded with, while we concentrate on what we don't have. And some of you probably you've heard of the 80-20 formula. Let me give you another version of the 80-20 formula. Majority of us in life, we have the 80% of everything. I'll say that again. Almost every human being has 80% of what they need, what they want, what will make them feel good. They already have it. But we abandon that 80% in pursuit of the 20%. You have a house, you have a job, you have a car, you have a family that loves you, you have good health. That's the 80%. But all of a sudden, your neighbor has gone on its second holiday, and it's only June, and you're wondering, when am I going to be able to take my family on holiday too? And so you abandon the 80% that you have in pursuit of that extra so that you can take your family on vacation. Not because there's something wrong with going on vacation, but what is the motive? Why are you now? You won't sleep at night, you can't come home early, you can't see your children, your wife or husband can't talk to you because you need to make that extra so that you can have what your neighbor is enjoying. And in the course of that, you wreck your whole family, you wreck your health, you wreck your career in pursuit of the 20%. The primary purpose of gratitude, ladies and gentlemen, just like other spiritual practices, is for us to gain a fresh perspective on life. I'll say that again. The primary purpose of gratitude is to open our eyes to have the right perspective, a fresh outlook, a different, positive a relationship with life as far as our perspective of it is concerned. It's to discover to discover new dimensions that has not been accessed, that we have not touched, that we have not related to, that we have ignored or not even seen at all. Because we're too consumed by material distractions and simple business. We're too busy doing nothing. And in the course of that, we lose sight of the already existing blessing and grace and beauty and happiness and joy that is already all around us. But gratitude, like we said at the beginning when we define gratitude, the affirmation of already in whatever state you are, there are good things all around you. The ability to recognize that, to appreciate that, to relate to that, to even honor that is one of the things that gratitude will do by opening your eyes to see what is right under your nose. When you become more grateful, it doesn't mean you are denying the reality of life's hardship and challenges. No. It doesn't mean that suddenly you've buried your head in the sand as if all is well. No, that is not what we're saying. Rather, while gratitude recognizes the dark corners, the challenges, the buffeting, the issues, the bills that's not paid, the sickness in your body, the job situation, while gratitude recognizes all these issues in your life, it helps to open your eyes for you to notice all the positive elements of beauty, of joy, of goodness, of truth, of family, of relationship, of health that in most cases we overlook. I hope you can begin to see how gratitude is an eye-opener. Let me give you an example. This is an example that a lot of you can relate to. How is it, for example, that a man is mocked, is robbed, is beaten, is unfairly sent to prison, he's shipwrecked, he has been through the keyhole backward. And in all of that, he still says, "Thank you, Lord." How is that possible? How is that possible? You see, Apostle Paul, in his lifetime, demonstrated, perhaps in my opinion, one of the greatest personal resilience attributes that you can think of. Not just resilient, but resilient with joy in the midst of challenge and persecution. So it begs the question, what is his secret? How is he able to do that? How did he survive being beaten, being shipwrecked, being persecuted, being in prison, constantly in danger? And in all of that, he will say to all of us in his letters, "Rejoice. Rejoice always. Pray continually. Give thanks in all circumstances." Really? First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 16 to 18. Apostle Paul says, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." This is a man that is a dead man walking. But he found a secret key. And that secret key is what you and I are looking at today. The mindset of a man that is full of gratitude. He is just so gracious for the privilege to even handle the gospel. That's why he could say, "Everything behind me, I count it as dung." That is the power of gratitude. See, gratitude opens your eyes to a more expansive view of reality. We have been trained, we have been conditioned, we have been set up to always think of our reality in light of what we don't have, in light of what is not in place, in light of the pain and the quote and unquote suffering that we're going through. Please, I need you to hear my heart. I am not taking for granted, I'm not belittling what you are going through. We are all going through something. We are all dealing with an issue. We all have challenges. That's the reason we're still alive. But what gratitude does is it opens your eyes beyond that narrow passage, beyond that myopic view. It helps you to see bigger and greater the reality of life. You see, gratitude. I wear glasses, okay? My glasses is very focal, so I can see distance, and I can read with it. Great. Gratitude is like when I take off the glasses. I can see the distance, but I can't read what is in front of me. So somebody then said, oh, Tunde, try these glasses. Try this. Let's see if you can read with it. And then I put that on. I'm like, wow. Is this what I've been missing? Is this what I wasn't seeing before? That is the power of gratitude. It's a game changer. It's something that will give you a different perspective, a different view, another angle completely that you have not seen or considered. Gratitude is an eye-opener. The discipline of gratitude is one in which you seek for greater mindfulness and awareness. It forces you to be aware, to be mindful. Last week we were talking about mindfulness. It's being present in the now. Gratitude will help you to be aware of where you are per time. Because everywhere you are, there is an advantage that is being added to you, even in the midst of the trauma that you are going through. The discipline of gratitude is one which calls you to be more persistent in the moment, more present in the moment. It sharpens your power of observation. It helps you to notice what other people are not seeing. It helps you to appreciate what you have in your hand rather than what you don't have. Remember the old proverb that says, a bird in hand is worth thousands in the bush. Gratitude sharpens your power of observation. It's an invitation to not only chew the meat, but to even suck the marrow out of the bone. It helps you to go deeper and appreciate more what you have. Gratitude is a gateway to the greater wonder and the awesomeness of this life that we are living, so that we can enjoy it to the full, in abundance, till it overflows. That is the power of gratitude as a way of opening your eyes. I hope this is helping somebody. Tayo Oladeru, thank you for joining us. Dr. Shegun Kumuyi, thank you, sir, for joining us. Another purpose of gratitude, or the discipline of gratitude, is that it develops the character and the virtues of life in a man. Listen to this. Seneca said, he who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment on his debt. When you receive a benefit with a grateful heart, it's as if you have paid back half of what you owe. Is it not true? Even in a Yoruba proverbs that says, when you do something for somebody and they didn't show any appreciation, it's like somebody has just stolen from you. Henry Ward Beecher said, a humble mind is the soil out of which thanks naturally grow. A humble mind, a grateful heart, a mind that is endowed with gratitude. Thanks grows out of it naturally. Gratitude is arguably the foundation of good character. And the funny thing is this. The flip side of gratitude is ingratitude. When you are not grateful for what you have, it is the root to all vices and abominable sins. Lack of gratitude. It drives you to a point where you cross the line without even knowing. The perspective of gratitude is like the two sides of a coin. On the one side is the positive, on the flip side is the negative. Because first, the presence of gratitude will neutralize the effect of negative views and negative vices from your life. Things like resentment and greed. When you are grateful for what you have, you won't resent others. You won't be greedy. You won't covet what somebody else's property. When you are grateful for what you have, you spend less time comparing yourself to other people, wondering what they have that you don't have, asking what they have that you can't have, pulling out your hair for something that you don't have and they have. But more than that, it helps you to spend less time making poor, fruitless decisions based on that wrong comparison that you've just made. The second aspect about this is that you recognize that the good things in your life, they come at least partially from outside yourself. That recognition alone, that it has taken more than myself. It has taken things outside of me, people, God, structure, system, government, environment, you name it, technology, infrastructures, different things has contributed to bringing me to where I am today. This ability to develop a sense of humility will motivate you to want to reciprocate what has helped you in the life of other people. Gratitude is the grease in the gears of well-doing. You know, wheels in wheels, like the wheels of your bicycle, as they lock one into another, unless there is a lubricant, a grease that is making the turning of those wheels to be smooth and gentle, what you'll be hearing is crack, 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 crack. And before you know it, bang, one of them will break out. That is what gratitude is. It lubricates the interaction, the connections that you have with other people. The fourth purpose of gratitude is that gratitude puts you in right relationship with others. Gratitude, it puts you in right relationship with other people. How? You can only be grateful to the degree to which you take your eyes off yourself. Your ability to appreciate and express that appreciation in a way of being grateful, in a way of showing gratitude, is determined to a large degree to the point by which you can take your eyes off yourself. You can't consistently, constantly, and permanently be internally, inwardly focused and be grateful at the same time. You can't. It's not possible. Because by looking outward, it helps you to recognize the realities of life, both within you and outside of you. I'll give you an example. You think you have problems. You think there are challenges in your life. You think you have bills to pay and you can't pay them. You think, oh, you've got toothache and now you can't even afford to go to the dentist. As terrible as those things were, how would you like to swap a place with somebody who is in a slave market in Libya right now? How would you like to swap a place with somebody who is on dialysis in the hospital right now? How would you like to swap a place with somebody who is for the third year running is living and sleeping under the bridge in this cold weather in central London right now? I don't think anybody would want to do that. You see, sometimes we can become too consumed by the things, the challenges in our lives, until you hear the story of somebody else, until you hear the story of another family. And all of a sudden, before you can even call your name, you are on your knees giving thanks to God. That is the power of gratitude. It helps you and puts you in the right relationship with other people by turning your focus outward rather than inward. It will help you to recognize that you are not completely self-sufficient as you would like to confess and like to profess. You live in an interdependent, interconnected community. No man is an island. Well, I made my millions in the stock market. Yes, we thank God for stock market. But you didn't start those shares. You didn't force the people that paid it or buy it or sold it to you. They paid a part in it. What about the workers in that factory? What about people buying the products? What about the research and technology? What about the facility, the technology, the equipment, the salespeople, and all of that combined to put that stock in a place where it can appreciate so that you can make your million? No man is self-sufficient, ladies and gentlemen. And gratitude would help you to understand that. Gratitude allows you to appreciate and affirm the worth and the value of the people, of the structure, of the supernatural power of God. That alone, the power of God is enough to knock you off your pedestal of self-made self. You didn't wake yourself up this morning. You didn't keep that breath that you've just taken. You didn't manufacture the oxygen that just went through your nostril or the carbon dioxide that just came out of your mouth. The blood that is running in your veins, all your organs that are working tirelessly 24/7, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, 365 days a year, all those things, it has nothing to do with what you have in your bank account. They were given by God. So before you start seeing yourself as self-made, you didn't conceive and give birth to yourself. Somebody carried you in her womb for 9 months, kicking and pushing and knocking and doing all of that. But she endured. She carried you to term, pushed you out at the expense of her life. Somebody was there to wait on you. You were sleeping, but she couldn't sleep. Just in case you wake up. You started going to primary school. There was somebody in that class that was teaching you A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. There was somebody, a government in place that made sure you would live in peace. There's a community that rallied around you and gave you the ability to grow up and be nurtured in an environment that has contributed to what you are and who you are today. There is no such a thing as self-made man. Grateful people, people who are grateful, people who practice the discipline of gratitude, they experience greater feelings of connection and closeness with other people and even with God. They are more compassionate, they are more forgiving, they are more generous, they are more supportive, they are more everything than the ungrateful ones. gratitude puts you in the right relationship with others. When you thank someone for doing something for you, this is what happens. They like to do more. They would like to do more. So let me help you. Rather than you trying to pull the wool over the eyes of your colleagues in the office or your neighbors and for them to do what you like, just show gratitude. Just be grateful for the little they're doing. In your family, don't take any of your family members for granted. Well, she's my wife, she should do the cooking. No. Who said? Even if she's decided to do the cooking, show gratitude. Thank you, darling. That was a great, wonderful meal. I really enjoyed that. Thank you. By so doing, the person doing it doesn't become weary in well-doing. The number 5 purpose of gratitude is that it leads to service and a chain of goodness. When you realize that you've been given, you are naturally motivated to want to give back. It's just a natural phenomenon. It's a natural tendency that once you have received, there is the natural reciprocity from you to want to give as well. The more you recognize what others have done for you, the more you want to do more for other people. The more you appreciate the world in which we live, the more you appreciate the environment, the more you appreciate the society, the more you want to make it better. I remember when I was a Boy Scout and we'll go camping. As soon as we arrive, the first thing our scoutmaster will say to us is, boys, the rule of the scout is you leave the camp better than you found it. Somebody took their time to make sure everything is in place so that when we arrive at the camp, we can easily access those things. Therefore, it is upon us to make sure that the people coming behind us will not lack or suffer anyone. So we need to do better. It's the same thing in life. Research has shown that when you thank someone for what they've done to you and for you, they will not only do more of that to you, they will go about looking for other people to do the same thing to. Do you know why? When somebody says thank you for what you've done, it makes you feel good. It just tickles your flesh. So you go out wanting to do more so that more people can show appreciation. But it starts with you, the first recipient, to show gratitude. So by being ungrateful, you are actually blocking other people from enjoying the benefit of the goodness that has just been extended to you. Cultivating and then expressing gratitude starts a web of virtue. I don't know if you've heard of the term pay it forward. Pay it forward is somebody has done something to you and they say, instead of you pay me back, go and do it to somebody else. That is the power of gratitude. And before you know it, it will go all round and it will come back to you. But this time, in good measure, pressed down, shaking together, and running over. The potential of paying it forward is real, ladies and gentlemen. But it starts with a simple thank you. It starts with a simple thank you. Finally, the characteristics of gratitude are affirmation, recognition, humility, giving and receiving. It's an icebreaker. It's a seed that keeps on giving. It's a call to action button. I don't know about you. I want to believe that what we have looked at tonight, the discipline of gratitude has helped you to have a different but a better understanding of the word gratitude. That when you carry it out, when you give it, when you display it, when you cultivate the mindset, it is not about how you feel anymore. It is based on an understanding of some of the things that we have covered tonight about the purpose of gratitude. It's an eye-opener. It makes you want to be better. It helps you to have a better perspective in life. How can I say this? It leads to an overall happiness and well-being to you because you are grateful, because you have developed the discipline of gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? Our time is up. It just seemed like we started 3 minutes ago. Our time is up. But the good news is this. We haven't finished on this topic. Next time we meet, it will be next year. You believe that? We'll be meeting again next year. And when we meet next year, we'll be looking at how do you practice the spiritual discipline of gratitude? What are some of the obstacles to practicing gratitude? How can I display this gratitude in such a way that it's contagious? Nobody can hide it. Nobody can contain it. These are some of the things we'll be looking at next year in 2018. I hope tonight's program has been a blessing to you. I hope it has added some values to you. I hope you will go out now and pay it forward. I hope you will go out now and display the discipline of gratitude based on the understanding that we have established tonight. Again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you because one of the greatest honor that can be bestowed on a person is the honor of audience, is the honor of time, is the honor of your person. And to have been part of this program, not just today, but all throughout the year to this last one for 2017, I am grateful from the depth of my heart, from the bottom of my bowels. I am grateful. I am honored that you will put aside this time every week to be part of this program. But the good news is this. 2017 is finishing in 3 days. But Become a Better Man is not finishing. We will continue to plow. We will continue to till this ground. We will continue to break this mountain down one strike at a time. We will continue to take territory. We will continue to become better in ourselves and continue to spread this betterment within our families, within our contacts, in our workplace, in everywhere we go, until the whole world is infected by the contagiousness of this need for us to become better in who we are and what we are. So I thank you so much. I honor you for your time. Paul Stewart Adetitu, thank you so much for joining us. I honor all of you. I appreciate you. But before you go tonight, please do me a great favor. Click the share button. Click the share button right now so that somebody else can hear what we have discussed tonight. It will take less than 2 seconds to click that share button. Go ahead and do that now. Be a blessing. Like we said about gratitude, take your eyes off yourself and look outward. Be a blessing to somebody by clicking the share button. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my prayer that even though we have 3 days left of 2017, whatever of your inheritance that is yet to be delivered, this year will not roll over without you having it in your hand. This year will not take away, will not go away, will not rob you of your 2017 inheritance in the name of Jesus. I can't wait for 2018. There's so much happening. There's so much bubbling in my spirit for 2018. And as we go into the new year, we'll be sharing, we'll be opening them up, and we'll be explaining where we're going. Not just with this program, but with others that will come afterwards. And don't forget, in February, we'll be celebrating 1 year of Become a Better Man. And it's going to be a great time. I am still looking forward to receiving your suggestions, your ideas on how we can celebrate this. I look forward to hearing from you. And until we meet, not just next week, but next year, this is Tunde Disu once again saying, we're not going to stop. We will not throw in the towel. We will not cave in. We will not give up, because we have a destiny. We have a purpose. There is a place that has already been prepared for us, and we will get there as we continue to sharpen one another to become better men and better women, so that when we arrive, people will have no choice but to say, surely, these are better men and better women. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful crossover into 2018, and I'll see you next year or next week, whichever one comes earlier. God bless you. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.